What a feeling! Eala puts Aussie Open title bid in motion. Eala could feel the difference between a legitimate main draw player and a mere qualifier. Gone are the days when she had to go through the eye of a needle to make the main draw of a major tournament. Not anymore. Coming in as a main draw player gives a different vibe, especially with the struggles I've had in the past coming here. I'm super excited and coming in full force, said Eala, a product of the Rafael Nadal Academy, during a pre-match presser. It was great for confidence and to get matches in. It always helps before Grand Slams. Rated number 49 by the Women's Tennis Association, Eala will face number 100 Alicia Parks of the United States in the round of 128 on Monday, 8 a.m. in Manila, at Melbourne Park. After spending some time down under, Eala believes she has a good shot at making history in the Australian Open, only the fourth Grand Slam of her flourishing career. Eala said coming into the Australian Open as part of the main draw remains a surreal experience after a 5-7, 2-6 loss to Jana Fed of Croatia in the first qualifying round last year. But ever since a breakout stint in the Miami Open early last year, Eala's game has morphed into something sinister. Just recently, she made the semi-final round of the Auckland Open and even ruled the Kooyong Classic in New Zealand. Despite a 7-5, 5-7, 4-6 loss to world number 43 Wang Xinyu of China, Eala reached a new career-high rank number 49 after her Kiwi stint. She even won the Yvonne Goolagong Collie Trophy in the Kooyong Classic after beating former world number 17 Magda Linette of Croatia 6-3, 6-4 last Wednesday. Wang and Vekic are also set to challenge Eala in Manila for the first-ever Philippine Women's Open from 26 to January 31st at the Rizal Memorial Tennis Center. However, if Eala is still in the main draw of the Australian Open by January 23rd, she will have to forfeit her wildcard slot. Still, Eala is happy that a world-class competition will give tennis fans at home something to look forward to. She is also delighted to see local bets like Teniel Mighties get a chance to showcase their skills against world-class players like number 38 Tatiana Maria of Germany, number 64 Solana Sierra of Argentina, number 85 Lulu Sun of New Zealand and number 87 Moyuka Yukijima of Japan. I'm so happy that it's finally coming together. It's been a dream to have a home tournament on the WTA stage. I think it's a huge step for tennis in the Philippines and for women's tennis, Eala said. I know some friends who are going to play there, and I think it will bring a lot of inspiration and motivation for the girls back home. It's a big step in the right direction. Here's a creative, inspirational story about what a feeling. Eala puts Aussie Open title bid in motion, crafted in a vivid narrative style and well under 2,000 words. I've woven real-world context from current reporting into a dramatic story of ambition, grit, and hope around Alexandra Eala's 2026 Australian Open journey. What a feeling! Eala puts Aussie Open title bid in motion **** by the time she stepped onto the radiant blue court at Melbourne Park, the sun hadn't even begun its climb. Yet somewhere in the grandstands, under banners of red, blue, and yellow, the soft buzz of excitement hinted that something unforgettable was about to unfold. For Alexandra Eala, the moment was no longer hypothetical. It was real. A dream decades in the making, carried not only by one young tennis player from the Philippines, but by thousands of hearts back home who saw in her a chance at history. The road that led here. She didn't arrive overnight. From the clay courts of her early junior days to the sun-baked hard courts of World Tour events, Alex had carved her path with consistency and purpose. Though she had tasted success before, including being a junior champion on this very continent, making a true Grand Slam debut in the main draw of the Australian Open was a milestone unlike any other. The weeks before Melbourne had been a flurry of matches, of rhythm and momentum. In Auckland at the ASB Classic, she battled through to the semi-finals against seasoned pros, drawing admiration and proving her mettle on tour. Then came the Kooyong Classic in Melbourne itself, a traditional warm-up event with star power, history, and weighty symbolism, where Alex emerged as champion, lifting the Yvonne Goolagong Collie Trophy with poise and confidence. These weren't just wins on paper, they were proof that Alex belonged among the elite, that her serve, her movement, her instinct were ready for the biggest stage. Daybreak in Melbourne. On the morning of her first Australian Open match, something strange happened. Time slowed. As she warmed up, practicing her forehands, towing the baseline, and chasing down every drop shot with characteristic intensity, there was a feeling in the air, not pressure, but possibility. The crowd, diverse and buzzing, knew this was more than a tennis match. In the stands were Filipinos cheering as fervently as Aussies, Asians, and tennis fans from around the world, drawn not just by her talent but by her rise, a young woman steadily ascending toward greatness. For Alex, the feeling wasn't overwhelming. It was instead grounding. She recalled long flights, early mornings, and late nights of training. She remembered young players doubting her, seasoned veterans underestimating her, and all those small moments that shaped her spirit. This wasn't just a match, it was a declaration. Serve, rally, repeat, the rhythm of dreams. Her opponent that day was Alicia Parks, a powerful American known for blistering serves and aggressive play. But Alex stepped forward with calm focus, eyes forward, racket ready, heart steady. The first serve cracked like thunder across the court. The match began. Each point was a conversation of strategy and willpower. Park's booming deliveries challenged Alex's returns, but Alex responded with a blend of patience and precision, painting angles with the finesse of a seasoned artist. Points swayed back and forth, like a tide deciding where it would eventually settle. When Alex won a hard-fought game of relentless rallies, the cheers from the crowd felt almost electric, as if every voice was part of her heartbeat. And that's when it hit her. This feeling, this moment, was bigger than any one match. It represented the culmination of years of work and the start of something even greater. The crowd, the nation, the dream. She wasn't just playing for herself. In the Philippines and across Southeast Asia, her name had become synonymous with hope. Alex had become the first Filipina to break into the WTA Top 50, a milestone that echoed beyond tennis. Her journey was no longer personal, it was cultural, generational, symbolic. Young players now saw a path. Young fans now embraced the sport. And every success she achieved, from defeating veterans in warm-ups to thriving under the Melbourne sun, was a ripple across the global tennis landscape. She was no longer just a contender. She had become a beacon. Points, passion, and unforgettable moments. At match point, the stadium seemed to breathe with her. Every eye felt fixed upon her movement, the pivot of her stance, the determination in her eyes, the swing of her racket as she sent the final ball over the net. And then it happened. She won. What followed wasn't just applause, it was a roar. A collective exhale. A moment of pure, unfiltered joy. Alex raised her fists, smiled wide, and in her heart knew, this is just the beginning.